Hello, this is the Couch Kumara, aka Clever Sausage, and I've doing this video, created this video in regards to an idea, a thought that I've had for a couple of days now. Okay, so it'll be a continuation of probably the last video that I did. This the beginning statement of this video relates to the ideal, the thought that I've had, the ideal that I've formulated. Okay, so we have a listen to that.
Neanderthals. Today, in most circles, it's an insult. A byword for ignorance and stupidity. But what were these early humans really like? Well, new revelations over the last couple of years, uncovered at one archaeological site, have been providing us with fascinating new information about our long extinct close cousins, usually associated with ancient Europe. These findings, however, come not from a site in Europe, but in the Middle East, at an imposing and vast cave in Iraqi Kurdistan, an area bearing the mark of untold epochs of the human story. Dating all the way back to prehistory, perhaps even being near the route Homo sapiens first took out of Africa. This is Shanidar Cave, and the newly discovered burials found here may hold one more piece in the puzzle of how these extinct hominids viewed the world around them and their place within it. Let's take a look. Shanidar. This is an ancient landscape, immobile and fixed for tens of thousands of years. Not far.
Recapping what he said about the location and these Neanderthal beings being unearthed in that area. Okay. Basically, how do I put this? Backs up what I've seen and read in Victor Alexander's translation of the supposed original Assyrian Aramaic or Asherit translation of Brita, ancient texts of Brita, manuscripts of Brita, or Genesis, that he's translated into English around about October 2001 to 2002 and so forth. Okay, that God made you a human being in the image of his likeness, with their likeness, whoever he was talking to, gave them authority over the fish of the sea and all that sort of stuff, animals that walked on the earth. Okay, they resembled they were similar to his own visage, or his face, or his likeness, or his form. He created them male and female. He created both of them, two or more, right? More than two, male and female, two different genders, right? Male and female. And he told them, you got domination over everything. You got permission to, use everything. You rule it. Okay. And then he tells them to go and multiply, increase, so they walk the earth and do that. Okay. So this is before he made the Adam, or man from the dust, Genesis 2:7. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at earlier. I was looking at the supposed ancient map of Eden, E-D space I-N, the Sumerian word for paradise. You know where it was located. You know, according to this Genesis. Have a look here. A river ran through Eden and watered paradise. Okay, it's further up here somewhere. And they ran through and around certain lands. There was the Pishon, the Gishon River. Apparently it ran around the nation of Cush, which many say was Ethiopia. There's the Tigris and Euphrates, and I think it's the third river ended up running through Asher, Assyria. Yeah, obviously we're the Assyrians. Started up. Go have a look here, see if we can find it. Where was it? Can't be that far down. Oh, here we go. Genesis 2:10, and the river flowed. And the river flowed out of Eden, or Ed space I-N in the Sumerian, to irrigate the paradise, and from there it divided and became 4 tributaries or heads, river heads. And the gold of that land is good. The name of the first is Pishon. That is the one which goes around all the land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good, where there is also lapis lazuli, used a lot by the Assyrians. Very decorative, often given to the Egyptians. And beryl stones. And the name of the second river is Gigon. That is the one that goes around all land Cush, supposedly Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Tigris, which goes before Asher. It's Assyria. Okay. And the fourth river is the Euphrates, right? Okay. Yeah, so looking at those maps, it looks like all that water came from the Persian Gulf that we know of today, and then helped water the paradise, which is, you know, around that sort of area in Iraq. Yeah, centered in Iraq. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. Okay, these Neanderthal men and women walked off and multiplied and increased. Okay, so you got all these Neanderthals living in caves and that in Europe, as he was saying. Okay, that they're in Europe. Where's this map? Thought to have been believed to have been originated in Europe. And where's this map? Okay.
These findings, however, come not from a site in Europe, but in the Middle East.
A bit further.
These findings, however, come not from a
Still not far enough. Back.
archaeological site, have been providing us with fascinating new information about our long extinct close cousins, usually associated with ancient Europe.
Yeah, it's all been said that the Neanderthal was a Caucasian and lived in caves centered around Europe. Okay, but what he says further on is
These findings, however, come not from a site in Europe, but in the Middle East, at an imposing and vast cave in Iraqi Kurdistan, an area bearing the mark of untold epochs of the...
Yeah, see, so it was like, you're saying Kurdistan area, Iraq area, right? They invaded it after the demise of Ashurbanipal. And Assyria was at its weakest in its history, and they were attacked by all the ones that Ashurbanipal had subdued, the Elamites, the Chaldeans, the Arameans, the Medes, even though they're helped by their rivals, the Egyptians and some others, they just couldn't defend it. Right? There's too many attacking them from all sides. Yeah, these are all the ones that Ashurbanipal had subdued, had conquered, right? And they'd submitted to him. Yeah, after his death, they did the dirty, saw its weakness, they decided, oh, we'll wipe it out altogether. Yeah, so hopefully that's exactly what I was trying to get across. That he created these, supposedly God created these Neanderthal mans first, before he created the Adam from the dirt, from the dust, and breathed on his face, and he received that spirit, the spirit of God. And then later on, when Enosh was born to Adam and Eve, he called upon the name of God. They became children of God, as it states here. Okay. Genesis 6:1, I think it was. Yeah. No, 6:1, must be 6. 22, no? How was it? Okay, can't miss that. Follows. Must be. No, got a bit too far. Too far. Must be 5:8 or something. Oh, here we go. 4:26, way off. Yeah, and to Seth also was born a son. Adam took his wife Eve again, and she became pregnant and gave birth, and she called his name Seth, because God gave her another offspring in place of Abel, who was killed by Cain. And Seth was also was born. To Seth also was born a son, and he called his name Enosh. Thereafter, they were called after the name of the Lord. Well, in one Bible, it's got they began to call on the name of the Lord, right? 4:26 footnote: the beginning of the Lord, the beginning of the line of the children of the Lord. Okay. So if you like that video, real informative video there, watch this one here, right? And relate it to this. Okay. Genesis account from the original Aramaic, Assyrian Aramaic, or Asher into English, by Victor N. Alexander. Okay. Because this around 8 was compiled in Ur-Hai around 800 BCE by the scribes, right? This Old Testament, Genesis to Malachi, and yeah, that's basically what they were saying around that period. You know, that before Adam there was a Neanderthal man, or the Aboriginal man. Okay. Yeah, so it agrees with the archaeological findings. Okay, archaeological findings in places like this. Yeah, talked about in videos like this. Okay.